We've got a date, we've got a release time, and we know how much it's going to cost. Let's break into it. Guys, holy smokes. Okay, so we just gotten a big announcement. The announcing EverQuest Legends pre-order coming June 16th, 2026. So they're doing pre-orders. And there are some pre-order incentives, which I do think that we should go over. You get the Legends title, the Legend. You also get to log into their pre-order beta server. And when you do so, you can lock your name in, so you'll have your name when they go. Being that this is a game that only allows you to have one character, as of right now, it is certainly nice to be able to make sure that you have your name. Pre-order beta test server. So the pre-order opens June 16th. They're saying the pre-order beta server will be accessible July 1st, hopefully. July 1st, maybe? There's a caveat written in here, and I'll read their exact words because I do think it's interesting. It says, how will this work? We are standing up brand new servers for phase of beta, which you will be able to access on or about July 1st of 2026. It's the beta. You get to log in. You get to reserve your name. You're going to get to test things out and play things. You know, with the way that people were selling keys and things like that on EC Tunnel, I think that this was a good move on their part. First of all, they're selling access to people. They're selling it for a reasonable amount of money, and they're also profiting off that. I don't actually think, like, initial responses like, ew, it's not really that bad. It's really not terrible. Then July 1st rolls around. You get access to the beta. And then July 21st, they will be wiping that beta 1 week before the launch, which is happening July 28th of 2026, which I'm going to be for realsies. They did say it's coming out in July. I think that it coming out very late in July is appropriate. There's still a lot of work to be done. I still, even with July 28th being there, I'm not entirely sure that they'll reach that date. That's fine. I think as long as they get certain systems into the game that are within the gameplay loop, slowly trickling and fixing things as time goes on is absolutely fine, especially since we now know how much it's going to cost. The game is $19.99. However, the subscription is $9.99. However, when you buy the game, it comes with 1 month of subscription. So essentially, the game is going to cost you $10. That's pretty appropriate. I think that is reasonable. I think that is, not crazy. It's not astronomical. The sub price, I'm going to be like, I know a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, oh my God, what are you talking about, silly streamer? That's nothing. I actually already trolled someone who said, this is cheaper than dirt. And then I sent them the price of dirt. It's just so you guys know, it's cheaper. It's like $5 a cubic yard. But anyway, so the funny thing is the sub price is a little higher than I did expect. Secret said it's going to be cheaper than you expected. And I was thinking $10 was probably where it would land. And then, so I was like, cheaper than I expect. Okay. Like $6.99, like $7, like $5. I don't know. Either way, not terrible, not crazy, not insane. I do think that there will be a lot of special content and things that people will need to work on and do. I will be curious to see how it kind of shakes out over time and whether or not they can innovate, iterate, and create more content to keep people subbing beyond month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. And then obviously they've announced that they will do Kunark, but they're talking about, doing it in their own way, in their own style. So there's some room there to play around with. And then, we don't know. There could be new custom dungeons, new custom content, new custom fights. We don't really know. If they released the game today on, like, with what's on the beta right now, I think that it is for me, it is probably worth the money. I don't have any problems with the fact that, you know, some of the quests and stuff need a little bit of cleaning up. Some of the zones need a little bit of cleaning up. Some of the systems out there need a little bit of cleaning up. You know, once that stuff comes to be, I think that it'll be fine. I don't think that we've really got any too, like, it's not too terrible. It's not too crazy. And, you know, again, for pre-ordering the game, you basically get, you know, you get your month, you get the title, you get access to the beta server. There's a name reservation, sub cost $10 basically. Although if you live in a state like me, that's like $13 or $14. Taxes, let me tell you. But so, you know, it's not terrible. It's not awful. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Daybreak. Thank you, marketing team. Thank you, whoever's out there who approved this and said that this was a good idea to announce this. I think this was a great idea. Getting it out there, making it public, being as transparent as possible. You've also, like, inadvertently, I know a lot of people might see this in a negative way, and I may have even kind of sold it a little bit in a negative way, but it's, what I'll say is, the whole fact that you're like, okay, we're going to give you guys access to July 1st beta, hopefully. I think that that is relevant. They also make another qualifying statement that says all dates are currently scheduled but remain subject to change depending on technical factors, including server availability and load. They're acknowledging that they have a lot to do and that there's a lot that needs to get done, and they want to provide you with the best possible service, the best possible outcome. I like this. This is transparency. This is what I have been pleading for all along, and I genuinely hope that this type of communication, this type of forward-facing output continues, because I do think that it's really good. And if you want to have a long-lasting product and you want to have a long-lasting game, communicating with your players where you're at, where things are at, that way people aren't speculating either worse or better, and then coming into your project expecting something that isn't necessarily consistent with what you have going on or where you're necessarily at. Yeah, great win, guys. Great win. Like I said, I think the game, given where it's at with the beta right now, it's probably worth this. They've got roughly, 2 months to work on things and get things worked out. That being said, I hope they front load themselves and do as much grinding as they possibly can now, as opposed to getting closer to release and opening this beta up to all these people. Because once all these people get into that beta, they're going to be chasing all of the problems that are going to arise from that. So getting as much of the constructive work done up front will be pretty important. Many of you, I don't know if you guys saw the little S-fan came in and saw EQL and talked about it a little bit. Kind of interesting, kind of neat. Definitely recommend checking that out. You can Google EQL S-fan and there's videos out there. Definitely recommend checking that out. Anyway, thanks guys. Appreciate you checking it out. Look forward to next time.